Title of Gridweek this year, Energizing Our Economy, is exactly what this is about. Certainly our perspective in New Mexico is that the green grid is going to energize our local economy. In fact, our effort, which we started somewhat over a year ago, is led by our Economic Development Department. While we certainly have participation of energy and environment and so on, we really see this as a driver, as Dr. Johnson said, for job creation, but also for attracting the new clean tech industries to the state. You know, we started our effort before the stimulus funding ever came along. Our effort will be going on after stimulus funding comes and goes. It provides a great opportunity to jumpstart things, but you can't look certainly at the federal government to say, you're going to solve all of our problems and grow out the green grid. We've got to go to the private sector to do that. And so when we put together our group, every single utility in the state of New Mexico has been participating. Our Public Regulatory Commission has been participating. Our community colleges, where we're doing education, several of them have started new renewable energy programs to train people for clean energy, whether it's wind, solar, smart grid. And we've taken this integrated approach because our goal in carrying out some demonstration projects is to end up with a product that we can take to business and venture capital and say, we quantified all of the risks here. We know what the technical issues are, we've got a technical solution, but we've also looked at the regulatory, the policy issues, the workforce development side of things. We understand the environmental issues. We know what the capitalization costs, the maintenance costs. We know what your return on investment is going to be. And we've got a great deal for you here. So come to New Mexico, help us build out our green grid.
I'll loop back to that point. I was going to comment initially on the fact, just on what's going on in the state of California. This announcement that we made yesterday that we're finally off to the races in a full deployment in Southern California Edison, as we've announced at San Diego as well. And due to some great early leadership from Joe Jessamine and others, the state of California, as you know, is of course very broadly adopted smart metering projects. We now have a great sort of rivalry going in the south and the north of the state, and the southern part of the state, to catch up with the rapid deployment schedules that are going on up in the north. And just to comment on what's been going on for just a moment in that interim period of time, there have been extensive system testing on full deployment. We talk lots about technology, and the systems that are being tested are not just about the technology. In order to have successful deployments, we need to look at things as broad as supplier diversity and the recyclability of the packaging that we're using. I mean, we've looked all across the value chain of these projects in order to understand how to effectively scale the project and build much greater repeatability. We've focused on smart metering so far in the state of California for these initial projects. All of the IOUs have parallel smart grid projects that are now figuring out how to leverage the infrastructure being deployed as a part of the smart metering initiatives in order to get much greater value on the smart grid side. I've commented on the expansion of home area networking. Lots going on there with the Zigbee Alliance and trying to harmonize home plug and IP in the home. Some very interesting developments. We have talked about interoperability, a couple of announcements that have gone out with IBM, Safe Architecture, Cisco forming consortium. There's a lot of industry activity in order to try to harmonize these standards to make sure that they can be broadly applied, even internationally. Our company happens to be involved in very broad-based deployment in EDF. There are 47 million meters being considered in the UK. So in addition to Asia, there are tremendous opportunities and attention on what's going on in the US. Lastly, I'd like to follow up on the topic of security just for a moment. A lot of extensive testing, intrusion testing by third parties, internal work that we've done, as well as partnering with Idaho National Labs to do some excellent work on ensuring that the system is secure, because we understand that when these systems are, if and when these systems are compromised, that it's really going to throw a tremendous amount of doubt and really stall the industry. None of us want to see that happen, and so there's been a great deal of attention and investment in this area that will be ongoing. With that, Marty.